We're going to be answering 30 of your guys' questions today, and we've made sure that we haven't handpicked all the easy questions. We're going to be answering the hard questions like how we afford to rescue these dogs, if we're actually married or not, and we're going to be doing it whilst we're on a walk with Kobe and Moki because we just thought it would be nice. Okay, first question. I'm not going to read out the names of the people because I know I'm just going to butcher them and drive people crazy. So, are you guys ever going to take a small break from rescuing dogs so you guys can rest up and give your dog some alone time with just you guys? So we do actually take breaks occasionally. A lot of the time it's kind of like if we get super burnt out, or sometimes when dogs get adopted it kind of just like works out, and we do go away sometimes.
Yeah, we'll have like mini trips or weekend trips where it's just myself and JJ, and we'll have a pet sit around for whatever remaining dogs we have in the house.
Yeah.
Just to reset.
Next question, do you think breeding dogs should be more regulated or even stopped? So, my personal take is that certain breeds should just be stopped. So we did
As in,
a video
like, no breeding?
Yeah. So we did a video recently where it's like pugs, basically flat-faced breeds or breeds that have got a lot of health issues. I do generally also think that breeding should be a lot more regulated, because a lot of the times breeders will put up like, our puppy comes from a dad who was like a champion in crufts or something like that.
Yeah.
And that actually can lead to a lot of inbreeding because that dad has probably been used as a stud like multiple times. I personally think, yeah, it should be a lot more regulated and some should be stopped. Next question, where do you get your rescues from? Are you part of a foster program or do you do it off your own backs? So we've got a few ways that we get rescues. We work with 3 shelters, Paw Help UK, Fetch a Dog and Happy Shelter. And so Paw Help UK get dogs from the Ukraine or they have UK surrenders, so we'll foster from them. Happy Shelter, as you guys probably know, because we did the series with them, they ship dogs over from Macedonia. They drive dogs over from Macedonia.
And they're based in Macedonia.
And then Fetch a Dog UK is just a UK-based rescue, so they're taking in UK surrenders and dogs that have been in the euthanasia list in the UK. I bet you didn't even know there was a euthanasia list in the UK, because we didn't, and we found out that there was. We are trying to get dogs from there, but it's incredibly hard and really tight-lipped. And so yeah, so we work with those 3, and then we will also search ourselves for UK surrenders. So I don't know if you've seen recent videos with like Bella and Bruno, and we're about to release another video on a Dachshund as well, where sometimes we'll look out on websites and see if there's any UK surrenders that we think would be suitable for us, and that's when we'll take Kobe to come and meet them, because when dogs go through a rescue, usually they'll get like behaviour checks, so they'll know like if they're likely to bite somebody or if they're friendly with dogs. And obviously, if we're getting a dog from the UK and they're a UK surrender and they haven't had any of those checks, we bring Kobe along just to make sure that they're actually friendly with dogs. Because
yeah, do a vibe check.
Yeah, basically do a vibe check. Because realistically, the only thing that will put us off is if they were attacking Kobe and Moki. Probably as well, if they were constantly trying to bite a human, obviously that would also put us off. But if it was like an occasional bite, to be honest, I feel like we can still work with it. So yeah, we do have like a whole foster network.
Are Kobe and Moki spayed/neutered? If they aren't, do you ever plan on breeding them? Do you want me to answer that?
Oh,
careful.
So I just threw the bush.
Okay, do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, both dogs have been neutered/spayed. Kobe was neutered before I met him.
Yeah, and there's a question about Kobe and like how we came into the family and that later too.
And then Moki was spayed at around 18 months of age.
So both have been either spayed or neutered. Well, I personally did once think about breeding Moki, like it just kind of came and thought into my head. I ran it past Ella, she said no, and I was like, yeah, do you know what, I wasn't too keen anyway.
She is such a baby herself. I just wouldn't want our baby to have babies. She already moans if she's too cold. Can you imagine that dog pregnant?
Next question is a really good one. I tend to offer advice when I think I can help, and I've noticed other people do the same. Do you actually want viewers to keep doing that? I imagine it could get pretty frustrating having keyboard experts constantly weighing in with opinions and suggestions, so I just wanted to check whether it's helpful or if it ever starts to feel annoying. So that is a really interesting one. Personally, I think it depends on how they word it. So I've always said in like videos and stuff like that, that we're constantly learning, we're always making mistakes, and we do like advice because, you know, we want to learn. Even though we've rescued like 40 dogs, obviously we're never going to be perfect and everyone makes mistakes, right? That's what makes us human. And I think if somebody will drop like a comment and they're like, oh, like this is wrong, you need to do this, this and that, I don't mind it because I also think that everybody should be able to speak their mind. But if you worded it in sort of like more of like a positive criticism kind of way, then we're sort of like a lot more likely to take it on board. So I think when somebody comments and it's kind of like a hate comment, like, no, you shouldn't be doing this, you need to do this, this and that, then, you know, to be honest, we're probably not going to take it on board unless we know it's actually good advice. But if somebody else commented and was like, oh, like, I think maybe you should try doing this, like I tried it with my dog and it went really well, then we don't mind. So yeah, I think it depends on the comments, but I do go through your guys' comments and yeah, a lot of the time we do see some good advice that we try out. For example, somebody mentioned with Muffin putting the towel under her to try and get her to like lift up. And so when the vet came to check in on Muffin and she hunkered herself down because she was scared, we put the towel under her, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And lifted her up with it. And that was because of a comment I saw from you guys.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
No, I think you've said that all perfectly. I agree. It's all about, I think, the way it's delivered.
When will you get another house? If you do another 30 dogs in 30 days again, you would have a bigger house. Yeah, so we did, if you don't know what that person's talking about, we did a series where we rescued 30 dogs in 30 days. We had 10 dogs at our house and then there was 20 in Macedonia that we went and worked with. And yeah, we're working on it. Buying is just like super, super expensive. But trust me, we are working on buying a bigger house because I think a lot of you guys know that we actually live in my mum's house and it's like a 2-bed, we call it terrace in the UK, where you've got houses either side. And yeah, it's small, not exactly ideal for what we're doing, to be honest, but is what it is.
Yeah, one day. Oh, this is to you, JJ.
Yeah.
Was Kobe your first dog? If no, please show the pictures of your childhood dogs.
So Kobe was my first dog, like my dog. But my parents did have dogs. They were called Italian Spinonis. I'll see if I can put a picture up of them on screen. So my parents had dogs. They were like a really rare breed. They almost look like huge Cocker Spaniels.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah, but yeah, they were my parents' dogs. And obviously I still like walked them and stuff, but ultimately I was still young, so they weren't my responsibility. But Kobe was like the first dog that I actually got.
Okay, next question is, will you be putting the rescue on hold once you start your family?
Oh, that's a good one.
In my opinion, I don't think we will be putting rescuing on hold, but I think the dynamic of things is going to have to change.
Yeah. We have spoken about this because we do eventually want to have kids, but obviously it would be really hard to have a kid like wandering around in the house, and then a lot of these rescues aren't like baby tested. So obviously we'd never risk a rescue that isn't baby tested, testing them with our kid for the first time. But we did say that when we did eventually have a kid, we'd work it out. So maybe Ella would take like a bit more of a step back from filming and stuff like that.
So I'm quite hands-on, as you guys know.
Yeah. So I think Ella would likely take a step back to look after the baby. We'd have to hire like a camera person or something like that as well, because I wouldn't be able to do everything by myself. And then, yeah, we'd figure it out. So we wouldn't take a step back from rescuing, but we just have to adapt for sure.
Because also Kobe and Moki also aren't used to living with kids, so it'd also be an adjustment for them anyway.
Yeah.
So I feel like any rescue we then had, we just have to think about, you know, how well are they going to do with a child in the house as well.
Yeah, be a big difference.
Yeah. What is one dog breed from both you and Ella that you would love to have, not counting Moki and Kobe? I love your videos. Thank you.
So, me personally now, I don't care what breed they are, to be honest. I really don't. I just care about like the dog. But since you asked the question, I don't want to cop out, so I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
I would have...
I'm intrigued.
Before I got Kobe, I was on a walk one time where I used to live, and I met a dog called a Northern Inuit.
Oh, okay, I remember.
And it was the most random dog, but it was the most beautiful dog I've ever seen, the most playful dog I've ever seen. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of what they look like. They kind of look like wolves, and I very nearly got one before... No, I very nearly got one after having Kobe. This is before I even met Ella. But I can't remember why I didn't in the end.
We were together when we met the Northern Inuit.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. But yeah, if I had to choose a breed, yeah, Northern Inuit. You?
I honestly don't think there's a breed that I'm dying to have.
No, don't cop out.
No, I'm being so serious. Since we started fostering, because we've had all different breeds.
Yeah, we've had loads.
And so it makes it really hard now for myself to pin a breed and be like, I want that dog.
Mm-hmm.
I think for us, especially where we've had so many fosters and we've been like, shall we keep them? Shall we keep them? And then we don't.
All right, answer the question. You can't cop out.
I can't cop out.
Yeah, answer the question.
I'll probably just get a golden retriever or a Doberman again then.
No, they said other than Kobe and Moki.
Not
a pom.
including...
You'd get a pom.
Okay, I'd get a small dog.
There you go.
Of some sort.
What breed?
Yeah, let's go for a Pomeranian. I got on really well with the Pom.
All right, next question.
Next question. Has a rescue ever bitten you?
Amazingly, no. The closest that we had was obviously when we had Daisy.
Oh, yeah.
And she
air bit me.
Yeah, so we've learnt from Dilnaz that if a dog wants to bite you, they're going to bite you. So it was a very big warning from Daisy.
Yeah.
But yeah, somehow, no, again, because when we rescue dogs, obviously they get checked and stuff like that. But I mean, either way, I mean, it can happen. I remember saying to Ella that because of the line of work we're in, like, it's gonna happen to one of us one day.
I think it's gonna happen at some point. The only, actually, saying that, puppies have bitten us, but that's just them chewing.
Yeah, Stanley. When I first met Stanley, he bit me.
Oh, yeah,
I tried to take something out of his mouth and he wasn't used to it. But like a serious bite where like we had to go to the hospital and stuff, yeah, amazingly, no, never.
No.
I'm in awe of everything you do. I only have one dog and she's a lot. It's incredible how you provide such a good home for so many. How do you manage how many dogs to take on when there's two of you who have different moods? When one of you is feeling very motivated but the other is feeling a bit more of a despondent phase, how do you know when to step things back for a bit versus powering through? And then there's a separate part to that. How do you find time for self-care and time for yourself? How do you cope with the smells? Okay, so first bit is how do you know when to step back versus powering through? I think we've been quite good at actually figuring that out.
I'd definitely say though, at the start, we were relentless with fostering.
Yeah,
like, we were we can do this, we'll get another one. And like we'd get a call saying, hi, like, can you take another one?
Yeah,
we would do it.
We just kept saying yes to everything.
Yeah. And so I think maybe from that, we both burnt out. And do you know what? It worked out, guys, because I think we were going on holiday or something.
Yeah. And we booked a holiday because we were burnt out.
Yeah, and so then after that, we got a lot better at being like, how much capacity do we have to take on another dog? Because obviously you have to put a lot of time and attention towards that dog.
Yeah, it's hard because there is definitely times where I'm feeling tired and then a dog comes up and it's like, should we get it? Or Ella's feeling tired and then a dog comes up. And again, it kind of depends on the dog, and also it depends on if we think that dog can get adopted quickly. Oh, cyclist. So if we've got a lot of big dogs and say we feel tired, we will actively go to rescue a smaller dog simply because we know that they're more likely to get adopted quickly. Mm-hmm. But then if we're both super tired, then we'll literally just go and fly away for like 3 or 4 days and just sleep somewhere for genuinely like 4 days. I'll not do anything, just go to a hot country, fall asleep by the pool, and then come back and rescue again. And to be fair, that's worked for us, to be honest.
Or a spa day.
Yeah, or we'll go and do a spa day. The next part, how do you find time for self-care and time to yourself? We're actually generally quite good at that. So every morning I will go to the gym. I'm up at 6:30 because the gym is just like almost like my safe space. It's where I can just get away from the dogs and everything, and like my phone's on Do Not Disturb, and yeah, I'm just really happy there. So I do that every morning. We've then gotten somebody to come and like basically like a house assistant to come and help like in the house, putting dog stuff away, taking dog stuff to the laundry, things like that. So she'll come for 2 hours every single morning to help Ella out because Ella's got to do a lot. And then Ella will kind of like find time. Usually she goes in the evenings. You'll go to like the gym and stuff like that, won't you? So I think we are generally, considering how like crazy it is, we are generally quite good at.
I was going to say, it's taken us a minute to find our feet with that, but we have done it, and it does just mean we've got a healthier balance.
And also, whenever we get a dog, for like the first week, we'll always make sure one of us is in the house.
Yeah.
But then we'll always make sure that that dog can be left alone. So usually the only reason they can't is either they're chewing stuff, so we'll crate train them,
Yeah.
or they've got separation anxiety, so
Yeah.
we'll train that out of them as well. So we will figure out a thing. And I've got this weird thing where I don't like to leave the dogs alone for longer than like 2 hours. So if we are gone, it
Or
would never
3.
be, 2 to 3 hours. So if we are gone, it would never be longer than that. But yeah, we do manage to get some like time to ourselves. Last one was, how do you cope with the smells? I'll let you answer that one.
We don't. We just get on with it. Open all the windows.
No, you've got like candles and what do you mean we don't?
No, but
you
we
wash
don't.
laundry all the time. Like dog laundry.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we complain about the smells endlessly, but yeah, we just air the house every single day.
Yeah.
Clean the sides every single day, mop the floors every single day, hoover every single day.
Candles are constantly lit.
In the winter they are, definitely. In the summer makes a massive difference because you can have the doors open pretty much the whole day and it just makes the house smell fresh.
Yeah.
And also...
Oh, just stepped in fox poo.
Oh no, hold that. Absolutely not.
She's just stepped in fox poo.
Absolutely not.
Or dog poo, probably
No,
dog poo.
thank you.
Thank
No.
you to whoever didn't pick up their dog poo.
That is absolutely gross. I'm freaking out. Stop filming me. I'm freaking out. What's the worst hate comment you've ever read?
This is a
wanna
good
go?
one, yeah, this is a good one. So we get a lot. I think naturally, first it comes with being on social media. I think somebody mentioned it before, like there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, and I think it's important that creators don't take it to heart unless they're actually doing something. Like some creators out there are doing some bad stuff on the internet they shouldn't be doing anyway. And
Yeah.
in that case, it's just like, okay. But I think the worst that we got was with when we had Daisy. When we had Daisy, obviously, we had never rescued a pregnant dog before. And because we were so like conscious of, I saw it, there was another bit of fox poo that I just missed. When we got her, because obviously we were like super wary of making sure that everything was like not done right, but like not doing it wrong, because obviously we wanted like all the puppies to survive and everything. And so we even like messaged like Moki's breeder to figure out like everything that we need to do. And then, you know, we obviously spoke to professionals and things like that, and then we put the video out, and there was stuff like when Daisy got too hot, like people saying she was too hot, and I agree, I think she was too hot, but it's like, we didn't know what, like we were just following the advice that everyone was telling us to do.
In that moment.
Yeah, in that moment. And then I think the bit that really annoyed me, but that was probably just because I was getting defensive of Ella, was when Daisy went to attack Ella and then everyone was blaming Ella. And it's like the context behind that was that Daisy was always fine with her puppies with us, like we'd be able to count them and everything, and she was fine. And then
I was going to say also, her previous owner had told us you can go in and count them, like it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It was my fault.
No, it wasn't. So when they started commenting about Ella, be like, oh, you shouldn't be getting in her face like that. Like, obviously, again, we're taking snippets of the day. Like, we had been with Daisy in her pen with her puppies the entire time, and so this was like a freakish, just like out of nowhere. And then everyone was kind of be like, oh, like it's her fault. Like, what are you doing getting that close to the puppy? So that was the only time that it really annoyed me. But again, it's kind of like, I see it, I try my best not to reply because there's just no point. And then to be honest, after like 10 minutes, I've forgotten about it and moved on.
I don't read the hate comments.
Yeah,
I
and it
don't
just
care.
stays away. What was your guys' main motivation for starting to foster and help rescue dogs? So we started YouTube, I think like 2.5, 3 years ago, like properly actually uploading on YouTube. And we had a video with Kobe and Moki that did really well. And it was like Golden Retriever meets his new Doberman puppy sister. And so we didn't know that much about rescue dogs or fostering or anything like that. I was just kind of like sitting down one day. I was like, oh, like that was a good video. I wonder how we could kind of like do something like that again. And then I thought, what about if we foster dogs? I thought, if we foster a dog, not only will we be able to do something good, where obviously we can take a dog in. If they're scared, we can help them build their confidence and help them find a forever home. If the video does good, I was like, maybe we'll be able to just do that all the time. And I was like, it'll be a win-win. And so the first dog that we got was nearly 2 years ago to the day, which is pretty insane. I think it was in July. She was called Rusa. And we uploaded Rusa's video, did like over 1 million views. And she was obviously quite scared when we got her as well. We realised it was just like the most rewarding thing we ever done. And then literally from that moment, we just never stopped. It's been like 2 years of just rescues.
When you said that, I was like, it's not been 2 years. It's been like a year, but it's actually been 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years in July. So yeah, that's funny enough how we got into it. It was actually Kobe meeting Moki and me thinking, oh, like, how can we redo this? Ended up fostering. We thought it would be a win-win, and yeah, it ended up working out. How did Kobe become part of your family? So, Kobe is 6 years old, and I got him when I was younger, and well, yeah, that's about it.
6 years younger.
Yeah, 6 years ago. I bought him. There is a question here about whether they're bought or adopted, which we'll get into. But yeah, that's I basically just got him, and this is before I knew Ella, so it was just me and him. I just want to know the husband and wife law. Love you guys.
All right, you hold it. What? Hang on, what law?
As in, like, what's going on? Like, are you guys husband and wife? Because obviously we never mentioned anything. So, we were going out previously, and then I engaged you, Ella, and I think I put a picture of that up so you guys knew we were engaged, and then all of a sudden we're married. Now, I get it's confusing, we haven't said anything. So the reason why is because we initially thought we had to get married for something that's happening towards the end of the year. I know that sounds so confusing, but at the end of the year, I can explain everything. And so we got legally married, which was obviously just like a bit of paper, but we're not actually going to have our wedding until 2028.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in 2020. Sorry, we're in 2026, right?
Yeah, 2028.
Yeah, 2028.
So we are.
1 second. Kobe Moki, come.
So we are married, but we haven't actually had the wedding yet. Hence why there's no like wedding photos, and all of a sudden I'm just calling my wife. We just went to a registry office and got legally married again because we thought we needed to for this thing that we're doing at the end of the year. And yeah, everything will make sense when we can tell you guys what we're doing.
Oh, do you guys like cats, and would you ever foster one? I like cats, however, Kobe doesn't like cats. I'm not sure Moki...
She doesn't. When we see cats, she's lunging.
I think she, well, I think she thinks the cat is a dog. Obviously, cats don't get it. Kobe, I mean, JJ?
Do you know what? I say I don't like cats, but then when one of my friends has a cat, and obviously there's no dogs, the cat's quite cool.
Yeah.
So I say I don't like cats until I meet them, but would we ever foster one? Yeah, definitely not, because Kobe would literally try and kill it.
It's such a risk, it's not worth it. Which dog was the hardest to say goodbye to? Now, we both have two very different opinions on this.
Yeah.
I'll go first. There was two dogs that were hardest for me to say goodbye to. The first one was Pickle. I really, really, really wanted to adopt Pickle. Moki and Kobe loved her. She was a big dog in a small dog's body. No one told her that she was tiny. And the second dog was Miso.
Hang on, and Pickle was so ugly, but she was like ugly cute. And at first I was like, oh my God, she's so ugly. But then towards the end, she was like the cutest, ugliest thing. Oh. And yeah, to be fair, I actually kind of.
She just melted your heart. She used to sleep in JJ's hoodie.
She was very cute.
She was so cute.
And the other one was Miso, which was a pom that we had.
But she ended up finding a family that was perfect for her, so I just couldn't say no, really.
Mine, and I always say this, mine was just Maggie. She was like a dog that looked like a wolf. Like, she looked amazing. She had the best personality. She did chew the house, which obviously wasn't great.
But she was a puppy?
Yeah, she was a puppy, yeah. But yeah, just having three big dogs at least, it just wouldn't have worked.
What dog have you liked the least from all of the dogs that you fostered?
That is a good one. The first one, which I feel like is an obvious one, but there is a but involved, is Rolo. Rolo's the French bulldog, that we fostered. Went horribly wrong. He ended up attacking our dogs. So he was a UK surrender that didn't come through a charity, and this was before we were taking Kobe with us to meet them to see if they were actually friendly. And the but here is, even though he was attacking our dogs, once you got him away from our dogs, he was the soppiest, most loveliest boy. And so that's why there's a but, because I disliked him when he was with our dogs. Absolutely disliked him when he was with our dogs, because obviously he was just going to attack them. But then as soon as he was a single dog, I loved him.
I think, it's not that I didn't enjoy having her, I just found it was one of the most difficult dogs we've had, and that was Amara. She obviously was very erratic. She did trust me in the end.
But she much preferred me, so anytime Ella would come downstairs, she'd bark at Ella.
Or your mum.
My mum would come downstairs, she'd bark at my mum, and it started throwing off Kobe and Moki. They were like really on edge, and I think because she was like scared,
Yeah.
but then she was kind of like barking at us, Kobe and Moki, like, we don't like that. It kind of just like threw off the dynamics in the house.
Kobe and Moki became very like skittish around
Moki
her.
was, we've never seen Moki like that. Like, she'd be laying down, anytime a dog went near her, she'd tell him off. Like, she was really on edge.
Yeah, they really did not enjoy that.
Yeah.
Also, she would wee on a lot of JJ's mum's furniture.
Yeah. And then at night she destroys stuff.
Yeah.
So even though she was like super scared and coming out of shell and stuff, yeah,
she was a sweetie.
Yeah, she was really hard though.
Yeah, she was hard. Are Kobe and Moki adopted or brought?
Oh, I was waiting for that one. So, Kobe and Moki are both bought, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
So 6 years ago, like I said, I bought Kobe and didn't actually know anything about like rescuing dogs or anything like that. So I just bought him from a breeder. And then when me and Ella got together, we wanted a dog. So again, we got Moki from a breeder. And again, we didn't know that much about like rescuing dogs or adopting. Like, to be honest, it never actually came into our mind.
No.
And then obviously once we started fostering and stuff like that, I feel like it goes without saying, obviously we would never buy again. we would only adopt. In fact, I'm sure if we do get another dog, it will just end up being a foster fail.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, not gonna lie, they were both bought. And yeah, at the time, we didn't know much about the rescue world. We didn't know much about adopting, and it never actually crossed our mind. But happy to say we are changed now.
Yeah, and you learn as you go.
Yeah.
Any advice for someone with no experience with dogs but would still want to adopt one?
Oh, let me take this.
Okay. Do you want me to let me hold it? 'Cause you've held it quite a bit.
I feel like I have a good one for this. So, if you want to adopt one, first, I'd find a good rescue. So I basically just like look at reviews, maybe like word of mouth, make sure they offer rescue backup just in case anything was to go wrong. Make sure, you know, they're getting all, if they've come from another country, they've got their passports, they've had all their jabs and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, I would just be 100% honest with the rescue. I would just be like, hey, listen, I really want to adopt, you know, this is my circumstance, you know, explain like your house, like whether you have friends around, if you've got any other animals in the house, and just be like, I haven't got any experience with a dog, so can you please try and match me up with a dog that would suit me? Something like that. So the idea there is the rescue would then try and find an easier dog. I mean, no dog is easy, especially if you've got no experience, but they're not going to match you up with like one of the scared dogs that we've had, right?
Yeah. I think the best thing to be is the most transparent you can about your lifestyle and your conditions, how long you're out for work, how sociable you are.
Yeah.
Your finances as well, because different breeds obviously have different health issues.
And then just let the rescue match you up with a dog, and then of course go and do like meet and greets with the dog and things like that. So unless they're in another country, that's a bit more of a risk because obviously you don't actually know what they're like. But if they're in the UK, at least you can do a meet and greet, or if you're in the US or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd recommend going to do a meet and greet. Make sure you actually fall in love with the dog, and then you can adopt. So even if you've got no experience, you can still adopt. Just be transparent with the rescue.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Do you miss your life before you rescued dogs and had more time to do other things?
I'm going to say no, because I was still stressed. I was really stressed. This gives me a bit more of a purpose in life, I feel like.
So I would say there's parts when it gets really tough and we've got like a whole bunch of rescues and we're both stressed. It's not that I miss my life previously, but it's just kind of like, okay, this is a lot. But when people ask us like what we do for work and we're like, oh yeah, we rescue dogs and just make videos of them, like it is the coolest job in the world, as stressful as it is and how much we have to do. Like when we say that to people, they're like, oh my god, that is insane. And then I'm kind of like, yeah, do you know what, it is pretty insane. Obviously we're living it every day, so we don't really realize how crazy it is. But yeah, no, to be honest, there's parts that I definitely miss, maybe having like a bit more time to ourselves and things like that. But yeah, I think it's all worth the trade-off.
It's very worth it.
Do you ever plan on getting another dog or animal in general? So Ella is obsessed with the idea of getting a small dog.
I am, but I romanticize it. Like, is it realistic?
Maybe. Again, depending on what happens at the end of the year and the situation that we're in, then maybe. I think because we've got two big dogs, it would be hard. Let me take this, look at Mikey. Mikey's just like chilling around us. She's like, why are you guys speaking so much? I think because we've got two large dogs, we wouldn't get another big or medium dog. It would have to be like tiny, like Pickle.
Yeah.
And then any other animals, no, because Kobe and Moki will just...
Can't risk it.
Yeah.
Kobe's got quite a high prey drive. Moki
Super high.
doesn't really, but she likes to chase with him.
And paws things. Like, you get like a hamster, she'll
Yeah.
paw and it'll die. She's like 40 kilos.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No.
Have you ever thought of giving up rescuing dogs because you're tired of it?
No. There's definitely been times where it's pushed us and we're like, we need a break. Like, we
Yeah.
need to just sort out the situation that we're in and we just need to have a break. But I've never thought about actually quitting, have you?
No, I've not thought of quitting. I just feel like it's just part of the job. You're never going to have an easy... it's never going to be easy. There's always going to be hard parts to it. But that's just the part of life. Okay, next question are, how old are the dogs?
That's nice and easy. Moki's 3 and Kobe's 6.
Yeah.
So Moki's born in January, so she'll be 4 January 2027. And Kobe is June, I think end of June, and he'll be 7 in like a couple of months.
Yeah.
It's getting old.
Next question. Has Kobe or Moki ever bitten or snapped at you?
No.
No.
Moki, no. Kobe, there's been a couple of times where he's had a treat, like a really high reward treat, like buffalo skin, and we've gone to take it off him, but he's growled at us.
He'll go like that, he'll go.
And he'll show his teeth at us.
But he's just like, I'm going to leave it, but I don't really want
Yeah,
to.
it's very half-hearted.
Yeah.
And Moki never, not even like a growl. She's just
Never.
like the softest giant. I don't think she ever would
No,
either.
I don't think she would. Okay, how else can we help and support when we don't have the finances to donate?
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a really good question.
So he's even just like watching the videos.
Yeah.
Literally just like just you watching the videos is already supporting
and sharing
us.
the videos.
Yeah, sharing if you want. Yeah, it's not just if you're donating money. To be honest, just watching our videos is already supporting us.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like this is the one that people have been waiting for. So there's 2 parts to this question. I'm going to ask the first one. How much money do you make from the channel? So because I'm British, I'm not going to disclose exactly how much money we make because I find it awkward. But what I will say is, and I'll be honest, the money is good, and there's another but coming. But I think what people probably don't realise is we have got like an entire team helping us with all the dogs and to run the channel. So to give you guys more information on that, I think when we ran the 30 Dogs in 30 Days series, a lot of you met Leroy,
Yeah.
who is a good friend of mine. Well, a good friend of ours now,
Yeah.
but he also is our YouTube strategist. So he'll basically make sure like the videos are basically as good as possible for you guys. And he'll also make sure like I'm not absolutely losing my head and we're rescuing too many dogs. So like a lot of the time I'll have an idea and he'll be like, no, like I care about your mental health, don't do that. So he's almost like a business coach as well. So yeah, we've got Leroy, we've also got somebody that like creates our thumbnails. We've got, I edit on the main and second channel, but we've also got like editors and schedulers for like the other platforms. We also recently hired somebody to come into the house for 2 hours, Monday to Wednesday,
Yeah.
to help with everything. Obviously I need to pay myself a salary, I need to pay Ella a salary. Trying to think. Oh,
We provide for the dogs.
we provide for all the dogs. We've got a cleaner coming in once a week as well
Yeah.
to get the houses clean. And then, to be honest, one of the most expensive things is like dog care.
Yeah.
Because, for example, we drove to Wales the other day to drop Bella and Bruno off.
Yeah.
And we had 4 dogs at ours that we couldn't just leave alone for
Yeah.
7 hours. So somebody has to come and dog sit. And then obviously we've got Dilnaz, the trainer, that comes in as well. She doesn't do it for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes good money, but there is a lot to like run this and actually do this.
It's like, it's enough money to provide for all of that and cover all of that.
To cover all of that, and it is also enough to be able to put some money aside to hopefully buy a house or
Yeah.
like a ranch. I wish it was enough to buy a ranch. Basically,
We're not buying a ranch, guys.
Basically, to buy a bigger house, I wish it was enough
Yeah.
to buy a ranch. So, when you ask for donations to help take care of the dogs, does it go into non-profit or just your bank accounts to care for them? I love this one because I said ask like really personal questions. So I like that one because it is like a really personal question, but a completely fair question because when I ask you guys to like donate money to our GoFundMe and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like what actually happens to it. So. Goes to GoFundMe. GoFundMe sends it to our bank account.
Yeah.
And then basically that is where like all the expenses come out for dogs. So I think the GoFundMe now is at like 18,000, which is pretty insane, or 18 or 20,000 pounds, which is insane. But I think it's been running for like a year and a half. And trust me when I say we have spent a lot more than 20,000 pounds on the dogs in a year and a half because of the situation we're in, where we're able to make money from the videos. Usually when you foster from a rescue, they will cover things like,
as in the rescue will cover everything for that foster dog.
Yeah, so like vet bills, food, toys, if they break anything.
Bills,
yeah, but because we make money from the videos, we cover everything. Just because, I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
We make money from the videos.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people ask, like, do we do it full time? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
The way that YouTube works is when you guys watch the video, sometimes ads will pop up, and then YouTube takes a cut. When you watch the ad, then YouTube gets paid, and then we get a percentage. I think it's like 55% goes to the creator, and then 45% goes to YouTube. So yeah, we also get brand deals. I think that you guys have seen recently. We had like a Casetify we did one with recently, so we earn from that as well. And yeah, it is really expensive. I mean, even we worked out the other day, even like for all the dog food, if we've got like 5 or 6 dogs, it's coming to like nearly £1,000 a month. We've got an Amazon business account where we're just constantly, I can show you.
I'm ordering stuff every single day.
Yeah. We spend like around £1,000 a month just buying stuff for the dogs. So to give you an example, we've got ear cleaner, we've got dog foods, we've got blue paper towels, because obviously the dog's always...
Cleaning stuff for the dogs, like sponges.
Head collars, digestive care, gut supplement, that was for the pugs. We're constantly buying leads, more dog food, boxes to help store things. Puppy pads, cleaning sprays, the mics obviously, but that's not dog related stuff. Dog beds, dog brushes, dog leads, like we're just constantly buying stuff for the dogs. So yeah, a lot of the time, like the fundraising that we do, and it is amazing that you guys are able to fundraise so much, but it still doesn't come close to how much it costs just to look after the dogs. Obviously, the money that you guys fundraise doesn't go to like me, Ella, Leroy, or like anybody in the business. It is just for the dogs. But I want to actually do a video in the future where I do a breakdown of like how much all of this is costing to run, not like the business YouTube side, just having the dogs. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. It's kind of scary to do because I've never actually looked at how much is it costing to have all of these dogs, because I've always just kind of like gone off the thing of, as long as there's enough money coming in to cover everything and then we can put some money to the side, like that's okay. So let me know if you guys want us to do a video on how much it costs to actually like foster these dogs and things like that, because there is a lot of expenses to come out. And sorry, just one last thing. We're kind of weird where, for example, Bella and Bruno, we knew we wouldn't have them for very long because they were 2 pugs, and you know, the smaller dogs always get adopted really quickly.
Yeah.
But we still like changed over their food, gave them like biotics like for their stomach and things like that. I think when we get dogs, we basically treat them as
like our dogs.
Yeah, as if they're our own. And I don't know, it just kind of like comes naturally, to be honest. And it's like, when we foster a dog, we kind of take it on as, okay, these are the problems that we'd like to fix so the dog can then go on and live a better life. So if that means spending more to get sensitive dog food to see if that gets on with them, then that's fine. If that means having to take them to the vet, like Daisy, for example, she ended up costing like £4,000 to give birth because of everything that went wrong with her. We covered all of that. Hopefully that answers your question. That was a very long answer. Yeah, that was a very long answer. So let me know if you guys want me to like break down all the costs and things like that in another video. That will actually probably be helpful to us as well, to see what we're actually spending money on. Probably quite painful too. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.